Hi, Monica. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me, Sandy. How's it going on your end?
It's going very well, thank you. So today we want to talk about these rebates on new construction. So let's get into this a little bit about. I want to talk about what it is, and then I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the news. It's a little bit confusing sometimes, and then some financing part of it because this is, I think, really important for people to understand when it comes to the financing and something that you're seeing, and we'll get to that in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
So first, what I wanted to talk about was what is this rebate that we're talking about, basically. So these are the rebates that the both the provincial and the federal government have recently introduced, and this has to do with new construction only, so it does not apply to resale properties. So what is this? So the federal government has a 5% federal GST on properties, and this applies only to new builds, and this could provide up to $50,000 in savings on those new builds. Now, my understanding is this portion of the rebate only applies to first-time buyers. So this is a big extinction. We're extinct now, Monica. Distinction. Anyway, okay, so that's fine. So that now this applies on homes up to $1 million, and then it's a partial rebate, 1 million to 1.5, and then there's no rebate above 1.5. That's on the federal portion of it. Now, Ontario introduced in March, I believe this year, they introduced a temporarily um, remove the HST. So this is a full 13% HST relief on eligible new homes up to $1 million. And then there's some savings from 1 million to 1.5 million, and then 1.5 million and up, it goes down. So at each level, it goes down. Now this portion is for everybody. So you don't have to be a first-time buyer to take advantage of and this includes condos, freeholds, rentals, and owner-built homes. So that's the part where if you put the two together up at a property priced at $1 million, the rebate could be up to $130,000, which is huge. So why did the government come up with this? Basically, I mean, the new construction industry has been decimated, right? We aren't seeing any new building. We are going to need building. I mean, the housing crisis didn't just disappear overnight. So it's still there, and we need people to be building. So they want to improve affordability, increase housing starts, support construction jobs, because that's also been very heavily hit, and stimulate the economy. So what we want to talk about is the financing on this. So the issue is that the builders, there now part of this has already been approved and part of this has not been approved. So it's in theory it's been approved, but it hasn't passed. So there's a lot of things you need to watch out for in terms of taking advantage of this. One of these is the dates matter, like when you sign the agreement and when the property starts being built and is completed. These things matter. The other thing that matters is, I think there's a big one thing that you have to be careful of if you're buying an assignment sale. An assignment sale is where somebody has already purchased the property, they can't close, and now they're selling it to you. If those dates are before the March 2026, this does not apply. So that's very important as well if you're buying an assignment. Now, I believe that is different than if the builder is selling it because somebody didn't close. So as you can see, there are a lot of things here that are kind of up in the air, and we're not experts here on that part. So I just want to make sure that people understand that, because I think there's a lot of things that are a little bit confusing here. But one of them is basically when you're financing these properties, there's no uniform way across the board that builders are handling this. Some of them are taking the price off the top, some of them are doing as a rebate at the end on closing, and this matters when you're doing the financing. So this is where I wanted you to explain, because this was new to me. So maybe you can jump
Yeah.
in, Monica, and explain kind of how this works.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, all really great points and great information. Thanks, Sandy. It is new. And I think that's something to really highlight here is that it's new for builders too. So
Hmm.
there's so much confusion amongst builders. It's not uniform right now. So if you are a first-time home buyer who wants to look into these properties, there's so much inventory out there for builders who have a completed unit and are ready to close. So it could be very much that you're just purchasing this from a builder and you would qualify for this. Now, with that said, builders don't like, there's just so much confusion across the board with one builder doing it this way and the other builder doing it the next way. And there's nothing is kind of, the same. And it's causing issues on financing side of things, because simply if your purchase price changes by the time we receive a statement of adjustments, that's about, I would say, a week before your closing date. Well, we have to then go through the financing process again because now you have a change in purchase price, which could impact your mortgage amount. So the lender has to reapprove it. We have to kind of get all of the documents in order. It has to go through funding. Your lawyer has to get reinstructed. And now you're likely going to have a delay in your closing. So what
Mm-hmm.
I have been doing on my end, and I've seen it both ways. I've seen an agreement of purchase and sale that actually indicates this is the actual purchase price minus HST. And then on the APS, the agreement of purchase and sale, it has the purchase price already indicated with that HST reduction, which is perfect. Like if all builders can do it that way, you are really going to save us a lot of headache, but also
Mm-hmm.
confusion and the stress for the buyers. I mean, for me, it's fun. I mean, I love doing this stuff, right? But for the buyers, it's scary because there's just confusion and it's unsettling, especially if we are still trying to figure out, okay, which way is it going to be? Is it a credit or is it off the purchase price? Now, what I have been doing, if it's not clear on the agreement of purchase and sale, I'm requesting the statement of adjustments in advance, which it hasn't, that's not kind of how the builders roll. Builders generally do the statement of adjustments, as I mentioned previously, about a week prior to closing date. So if we're like 3 months, that's like, they take a long time to prepare the statement of adjustments. Now, generally, you get a 10 business day cooling off period when you purchase a new construction property. So I always suggest kind of requesting that ahead of time if it's not clear in the agreement of purchase and sale. But that's really the only way to really be safe, to understand, okay, is this coming off the purchase price? Is it a credit at the end? How is it going to be presented on the statement of adjustments? So that's my recommendation. Again, on my side of things, I really just hope the builders kind of like have a uniform way moving forward. And I think it's just simply right now it's new. I'm sure this will resolve. But oh my God, what an incredible opportunity for the first time home buyers. Like incredible,
Oh, I agree. I
right?
agree. Yeah. I also understand that there, like some of the municipalities have removed their levies and stuff, which means there could be some huge savings out there. But you just want to make sure that it's like everything goes smooth because what are the issues? Like, what does this mean that you can't close, right? Because it could mean if you are renting and you're moving into a new property and your closing gets delayed, well, now you're going to have to first of all get the builder to agree to it, which I'm assuming they would in most cases, but let's assume they agree to it. But you've already give your notice to move out. Now you've got to find a place to live. Sorry, I usually have this on silent. Oh, my apologies. You've got to find a place to live because you're still going to have to move out of your rental or wherever it is that you're living. So there's some delays there. Something else that just came to my mind when you said that is if you're now let's say for instance you have to redo this because now it's a different purchase price. We're assuming the purchase price is lower, so we're assuming that you're still going to qualify because you were qualifying for a higher amount. But does that mean that now you have to requalify, so now the bank is looking at everything again, so if something has changed it could be a problem
So
or not?
it's definitely considered a material change if the mortgage amount changes. With that said, if we're going to be going based on a higher purchase price and then the purchase price drops, technically your mortgage amount will drop if your down payment stays the same. So because the mortgage amount is dropping, there generally is not much of a concern on the lender side of things, just simply because you've already qualified for a higher mortgage amount. So it's not the end of the world. It is just a processing nightmare, honestly.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, listen, I think that it's generally what the builders are going to be doing, which I believe is really the only way to do it, in my opinion, is to drop it directly from the purchase price. So I can absolutely, on my side of things, I feel like I generally kind of go based on, um, you know, here's what the rebate is going to be off the purchase price, and I go based on that number. But with that said, if there's no proof, the lender is not the lender can't just to figure that out on their own. No, like they have to follow the paper trail. Everything has to be in writing. So builders just need to get a little bit more savvy in regards to how they are putting this together and presenting it to the buyer.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you would think it would make sense that they would advertise the lower price, right?
No,
Like,
absolutely. I mean, that's really, listen, a rebate on the statement of adjustments, fine, comes as a credit to you. But again, I think the benefit is to have a lower purchase price. So you have a lower mortgage amount.
mhm,
Right? And
right.
now you're getting
Makes
a
sense.
two-bedroom condo for a one-bedroom pricing in resale.
Yeah.
So,
And they've come down so much. So I think that's, I do think it's a fantastic opportunity as long as you like checked everything out. But the other thing is, and you alluded to it earlier, is some of these projects are already completed. Like we looked at one last week that was at Highway 10 in Fairview, like fantastic location. Like the LRT is right outside their square one. Everything is really close. And this building is already completed and registered, which means like you're not paying an occupancy fee, which some people hate. And also you could buy that with 5% down as opposed to 20% down from a builder, right? So you're just moving right in, you put 5% down on these as opposed to having to put the higher amount. So I think there are some really, really great opportunities. I think that personally, I think this is great to get the
yeah,
economy moving, like spur some activity here and for first time buyers to be able to get into the market, like they were priced out for so long. It's a great opportunity.
yeah, you know what? I will tell you this on my side of things, ever since this announcement came out, I've had like people are excited again.
Yeah,
It's an exciting move for first-time home buyers, right? I think right now the market is geared towards first-time home buyers. I would say it's a little bit more difficult for those who need to sell something to purchase something, or any upsizers, or even downsizers trying to get the most out of their money out of their property. The market's a little bit wonky, I would say right
yeah,
now. But I'm always looking at the positive. And if we can focus on the positive right now, if you are a first-time home buyer, this is go time.
yeah,
You have so many
absolutely.
opportunities right now, specifically
Yeah,
towards purchasing properties that are new at a cheaper price. It's excellent.
yeah. And I wonder how, like, I don't know about you, but how many people, because I know I've heard some people say, well, it's a buyout for the builders. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree. I think that it's a good move. I think the government had to do something. And I still think this helps the resale market as well because we can't have we can't have a market like this market is incredible to me because I've been licensed since 1989, which was the worst real estate recession we ever had. And this market, what we're going through right now, is identical to what happened back in 1980, like how that came down and now how it's starting to go back up again. I think just based on my knowledge and going through this, 2026 is the bottom of the market. That's my opinion. I'm calling this the bottom of the market for sure. But we can't have a move up market if we don't have first time buyers buying homes. Like you have to think about that that helps everybody. So how does this help the resale market as well? It helps them because you don't have a move up market if you don't have first time buyers coming into the market. So for like all the people who said, "Oh, my kids will never be able to buy a house," like it's a good time, it's a good opportunity. Or even for those people who were thinking of buying pre-construction, new construction previously,
Yeah.
then this is a good opportunity. Like even if you're not a first-time buyer, you could still buy something. You could buy like a new construction home right now, take advantage of all of this, and not have to sell your house for a year when assuming a year or two when the market is starting to come back up again, you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah. So long as you can qualify for both. But
Yeah,
no, I agree with you, Sandy. I am on the same page. I think if you are a first-time home buyer, it is absolutely, I mean, you shouldn't be waiting. Let's just say
yeah,
there's so many great opportunities out there. especially
Yeah.
just to get into the market. I absolutely would make the most sense to do it now before the market kind of picks back up again. And like you mentioned, I feel like I'm on the same page. I think we will bottom out this year, and then we'll see an uptick again next year.
Yeah. And I think the stats are starting to show that. So I was looking at the April numbers, and for the April numbers, lower, we have less listings coming on the market than a year ago. We have less listings on the market. Existing listings are lower. The prices are still down. They're not trending down as much as they were before, but sales are up. And this is the exact opposite of what we had when the market turned and started going down. When the market turned, we still had a lot of sales. We had more inventory, more listings on the market, less sales, and what was the other one? There was one more, but it's the exact opposite. It's completely flipped now. So when we
Yeah.
look at prices, yes, prices are still down. I think they were down 4.7 or 4.9% year over year. However, they were closer to 6 to 7% coming down. However, the pricing, the sale price is a lagging indicator, right? So the fact that the listings are still low, that's what gives us these markets where the prices start to go up is when the inventory is low. So if as long as we don't see like a huge jump in listings, I think the market is going to continue to stabilize. It's not going to go crazy anytime soon. However, in the next few years, it will be a problem because builders are not building. All the projects were stopped. This is going to become a problem in the next few years. So getting into the market now with something that you can comfortably live in for the next few years, 2, 3 years, is really going to be advantageous.
Yeah. Listen, I think real estate is always a good, I mean, long-term game.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
seeing how we were seeing what happened over the last few years, definitely. But you have to be mindful of what the economy is telling you, right? Right
yeah.
now, a good short-term game is also great. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on the same page, and I say the same thing to my first-time home buyers. I think rates are low. It's not about the rates anymore. Let's pre-qualify you, see what you're comfortable with, make sure that we are putting you in a mortgage product that makes sense, that makes you feel safe in the event that rates do increase or change or whatever the case may be, and we can and get in there. And honestly, I have on our end of things, we've seen so many people come out and are starting to look again. Now, are they looking resale? Are they looking pre-construction? I mean, I think there's a mix of both. There is a lot of like resale properties out there, and there's a lot of like lots of deals to be had. But I urge all the first time home buyers, if you've been waiting, just get a pre-approval, see what you can qualify for, and I'm telling you, there could be an opportunity out there for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I think what you said is so true. Like just explore it. Just look at what the options are. It doesn't mean you have to do something, but if you look at what the options are versus what you're doing right now, it might be a great time to jump into
Yeah.
the market.
You
So
don't have to do
yeah,
anything. A pre-approval doesn't make you
yeah,
need that doesn't say that, oh, you need to buy by this time. No, that doesn't mean anything. It can also prepare you. Maybe you think that you can qualify for something higher. It could be a more of a tool and a resource to make sure that, okay, if I want to qualify for 700,000, here's how much I need to make, or here's how much I need to save. Again, it's a matter of just having the conversation. And if you're thinking about it, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't explore it.
yeah. Yeah, you're right. The prep for it to understand what your options are. Maybe now is the right time, maybe now is not the right time, but we still have, till early next year until before this changes, and who knows, maybe it'll get expanded a little bit longer. We don't
Yeah.
know what'll happen, but we still have a few months to go. And I think I wonder how many, like, I think that for a new home construction buyer is a different than a resale buyer. And so I wonder how many people would change their mind. I mean, I've been looking at some new construction for a little while of a place that I want to go. So now I'm kind of like, maybe now's the time for me to jump in here. So I think I think as long as, the
It's
builders
definitely
don't start
different.
putting the prices up.
I
Yeah,
will tell
it
you
is
though, like
different.
on our side of things, like when I'm talking about pre-construction, I'm more or less like the majority of my buyers right now are not going into something that is going to be taking like 3 years to build. Like these are
Mm,
properties that are already built and are ready to
yeah,
go, like similar to resale, but it's brand
yeah,
new. Like
but
I
it's brand
don't
new.
I don't see a lot of people wanting to play the long game when it comes to pre-construction, like many did
Yeah,
2016, 2017 when, no, I don't feel like that's what people are looking for right now. It's more or less
yeah.
they want to buy something today.
Yeah, a lot of it's standing inventory, right? Like I was
Yes.
saying, some of the projects that we've looked at, they're already built. The building
Yeah.
is
Yeah, that's
complete, it's
exactly it.
registered, you move right in, no occupancy fee, so you're not paying
Yeah.
that phantom mortgage. So that works really well. So you're seeing a lot of the people that you're working with right now are buying new construction.
Well, they're definitely taking advantage or looking for opportunities to
Yeah,
save some money because everybody likes free money, right? Like, I mean, I do.
yeah, absolutely.
But no, but for real, like, I think it's a matter of like, okay, what can I get for this price? Resale and pre-con, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like, what is am I getting? Am I getting which option am I making? Getting more of a bang for my buck? That's kind of what it
yeah.
is right now. So yeah, I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah, absolutely. So, no, that's great. That's great advice. Because I never thought about that, but it is important. So I think the biggest thing that we're trying to say here is there's really good opportunities right now. There's really good product. The prices, the inventory is decent. The interest rates are really good. Just make sure that you understand, like make sure your dates line up. So like check with your lawyer, check with your, when you're doing your financing, make sure that everything lines up and it's going to close smoothly because nobody wants, I mean, we don't like surprises on closing. Nobody likes surprising on closing.
No.
So, you have to make sure, talk to a lawyer, talk to, like for the financing stuff, make sure that everything lines up properly. So you know exactly what you're getting. And you know what, even if it's not the full $130,000 rebate, you're still like, that's still a huge amount of money that like for some, it's like more than what your down payment actually is, that which means then your down payments less, your mortgage payments each month, I can't talk today, each month. My brain is going faster than my mouth. That's the problem. Like it could make a big difference, right? So I think
It
it's
makes a
I think it's
huge
great.
difference. It really does.
Yeah.
Like it's a very surprising what people can afford. Like, I mean, 2 years ago, you may be looking at maximum a studio in Toronto, and now you can get like a one plus den resale. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy, some of the prices. So if you have questions, reach out. You can always contact Monica in regards to your financing, and we'll put her contact details in here as well as mine. So if you have further questions about any of this, feel free to reach out. We'll walk you through it, give you all your best options, and then you decide what to do at that point. What
Yeah.
anything you want to close with, Monica? Let people know.
No, I think we've hit the nail on the head. I think it's a matter of right now, stay educated, ask the right questions, and work with the right team. I think that's so important right now. Make sure that everything paperwork wise, specifically if you are going into pre-construction, just make sure that everything is accurate on your agreement of purchase and sale to avoid any confusion on closing.
Yeah, that's a good point. I will just give us a plug for a second because some people wonder whether you need a realtor if you're buying pre-construction. I think it's super important because those contracts are very heavily weighted in the builder's favor. So there's certain things that we can help you with for sure in terms of product, and maybe there's a better product for you somewhere. So
Negotiation.
yeah, all kinds of stuff. So I think it's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Monica. I appreciate it as always.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. It was great chatting with you again.
Thank you.